Hey guys, here's another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist, otherwise known as the One Arm Mechanic Show. It's Monday, so Rafa was here. Luckily, he's feeling better. Unfortunately, his daughter got real sick too. She went to the doctor today. Sounds like she's feeling a bit better. But anyway, yeah, they had some kind of pretty nasty flu or something. Luckily, knock on wood, it seemed like I escaped getting that. Got enough going on here with a busted arm, busted wrist, but anyway, glad he's back and feeling better, and hopefully his daughter recuperates soon. So let's talk about what he did today, which was on the very beautiful 59 Deluxe bus. So mostly working back here today. I shoved the bus back. He had it pushed out earlier so he could work on it, but I put cars away here so I can go home. So let me squeeze back here. So some small things, can't really see, but he connected the heater hoses, which basically connect the body to the heater boxes on the engine. Got those all connected up underneath there. I don't think he got around to connecting the actual control cables yet, but that's, pretty straightforward thing. He did connect the throttle cable. If I can squeeze over here, I've got a bad knee on top of all this. I have had for a long time, so squatting down's a bit hard sometimes. But yeah, with all the correct and original spring mechanism in there. These old carburetors are kind of weird for those of you that don't know. They didn't have like a, some kind of helical or coil spring here on the throttle. Instead, the throttle spring was basically built into the cable assembly here. Kind of weird, so that when you pull the throttle, the way it's returned is actually the cable is pushed back instead of, again, having like a, spiral wound spring on the carburetor itself. It's pretty much in the cable here assembly. Kind of weird. And then he also got connected the choke cable there. And sorry, my knee. Geez, I'm turning into an old person here. So one thing that he also had to do, which of course wasn't planned on, was these welds here. I don't know if you can try and point them out here. So if you can see, there's a weld there, and there. Somehow those welds didn't really go through. They weren't really holding anything. So this layer of sheet metal under here and all this understructure here wasn't really supported by this brace in the way that it should be. And of course the bumper is connected under here, so you have a lot of weight, and this is supposed to be kind of a structural area of the bus, but these welds, for whatever reason, some of this metal back here has been replaced, just wasn't really through all the way. Not something we did, but we got to fix it nonetheless. So went ahead and added some weld in here, and then of course had to go and touch up the paint in that area. That's pretty much all covered anyway by the rear valance, which goes across the back here. So these welds won't really show. They don't look too bad, but they'll be covered. And now it's, structurally sound. So yeah, a lot of little things like that on this bus. Some of the metalwork needed a little help to, make it correct or functional. Anyway, so yeah, he kind of worked on those things most of the day. So for me, aside from being one-armed, it was another one of those days where I had a lot of errands to run. I pretty much spent almost the whole morning up until lunch running errands and talking to customers and to some of the, contractors or people that we use kind of on the side. So I didn't get a hell of a lot done today, but between that and this, not a super productive day. But what I did do this afternoon was I went ahead and tore into the front suspension of the 62 Beetle. I was gonna film the walk around on this car and the detail on it, but I really wanted to get started working on it. So I think what I'll do is I'll save that for when the car is done and complete, and we've done all the little projects that we're gonna do to it, and then I'll do one at the very end before the car leaves. So yeah, just be patient. It'll be worth it. This is a super bitchin' car. We're doing a handful of things that are going to improve it even more. But I will say that working on this car, very impressed. This is the first time I've actually worked on this car. Very impressed by the cleanliness of it. I think I mentioned this car was primarily built, or I may not have mentioned, at Lenny Kopp's shop, West Coast Classic Restoration. And of course, his work is top notch. That's where Rafa came from originally, was from that shop. And Rafa actually worked on this car back in the day. Yeah, really, really nice car. I'm not sure why the decision was made to do this with black undercoating under here versus body color, because looking at it, it does appear that it was a pan-off restoration. You can see the pan is smooth in color, and then the firewall there is undercoating. So it was a pan-off restoration. Not sure what that decision process was like. Normally, for us at least, if we're doing a car pan off, then we would paint all these areas under here body color. But you guys know my feelings on having the black under fender areas. I actually really love it. I think it looks as good, maybe even better than having it all body color. But yeah, I had a little dirt there that the owner actually drives it. But yeah, this car is just pretty much spotless everywhere. You could pretty much eat off it. So that makes it a pleasure to work on because it's not all nasty like a lot of cars. Anyway, but I did start pulling his front suspension apart today. We're putting a stock width adjustable beam on it, and then pretty much leaving everything else as is on the front suspension. The owner wants the car subtly lowered. Drop spindles usually is the way to go to lower a car. But those pretty much you're guaranteed 2.5 inches, which is getting more into like, almost like slam territory. He wanted more of a subtle look. We talked about it. We're talking maybe more like, an inch or so lower, 1.5 inches. So the adjustable beam is really the way to go that. And with that amount of low, small amount of lowering, you're not going to really give up ride quantity like you would be trying to slam it with beam only. So yeah, good compromise there, and then we'll re-index the rear and get it at a matching height that looks good. So started tearing into that with my one arm and made quite a bit of progress. I should have the beam out. This side isn't quite as far along, but yeah, I'll have the beam out tomorrow. I'll probably have the other one back in, and then move on from there. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, please like this video and please subscribe to our channel if you like our content. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.